The Herbalist's Sleeping Draught. Take a deep, gentle breath in. And as you breathe out, let your shoulders soften. Let your eyelids feel heavy. And let the weight of the day slowly drift away. You are safe here. You are warm. You are welcome. Feel the stillness of the night wrapping around you. Like a blanket spun from moonlight. The world outside can wait. But here, in this quiet story, there is only peace. And rest. And the promise of dreams. So let yourself sink a little deeper into your bed. Notice how the mattress supports you. How your pillow cradles your head. How the rise and fall of your breathing creates a rhythm as ancient as the stars above. And as you drift deeper, let my voice be the gentle guide, carrying you along, slowing your thoughts, slowing your body, slowing everything down, until all that remains is stillness, and a story to carry you into sleep. Our story tonight begins at the edge of a quiet meadow, in a time long, long ago. The age of castles and cloisters, knights and minstrels, markets and meadows. And there, just beyond the cobbled road of a sleepy village, stood a small cottage, its roof thatched with straw, its windows glowing faintly with the softest amber light. This was the home of an herbalist. Not a grand physician of courts and kings, but a humble gatherer of plants. A woman whose wisdom came not from books, but from the soil beneath her nails. The scents of flowers at dawn. The whispers of herbs drying in her rafters. On this night, the herbalist had one task: to prepare a sleeping draught. A gentle brew of chamomile and lavender, meant to soothe a restless heart. And as the moon rose high above the meadow, she took her small wicker basket in hand, and stepped barefoot onto the grass. Its blades cool with dew, its edges brushing against her ankles. Like 1,000 tiny whispers, the meadow stretched wide and open. A gentle sea of wildflowers and tall grass. Imagine yourself there, feeling the cool night air against your skin, smelling the faint sweetness of blooming herbs, hearing the soft chorus of crickets, steady and patient in their night-long song. The herbalist bent low, fingers brushing the earth, searching for the small white blossoms of chamomile. In medieval times, it was believed that chamomile was kissed by the sun itself, its flowers holding the warmth of daylight. Long after dusk had fallen, she plucked each bloom slowly, gently, as though each flower was a secret that needed to be honored. And as she gathered them, the air filled with their delicate, apple-sweet fragrance. A scent so soft that simply breathing it in seemed to loosen the weight of the mind, to quiet the chatter of thought. Nearby, the lavender swayed. Tall, slender stems crowned with purple blossoms, glowing silver in the moonlight. The herbalist reached for them too, cutting only a few, never more than needed. For she knew the old wisdom, that to take more than the earth gave freely was to unbalance the harmony of the meadow. As she worked, her breath matched the rhythm of the breeze. Inhale the cool night air, the fragrance of lavender. Exhale a sigh of gratitude, a soft hum of peace. And as you listen now, you can imagine yourself walking beside her. Perhaps you feel the grass brushing your feet, or hear the gentle rustle of leaves, or notice how the moon paints everything in shades of silver and shadow. Each step is unhurried. Each sound is gentle. Each breath is calm. Time slows here. The meadow holds you, safe and still, like a cradle of earth and sky. With her basket full, the herbalist turned back to her cottage. Inside, the air was warm, thick with the comforting scents of dried herbs hanging from wooden beams. Rosemary, sage, thyme, and little bundles of mint, all strung up like quiet guardians of the night. In the corner, a small hearth glowed with embers. The flames flickered, whispering their own lullabies of crackle and sigh. The herbalist set her basket upon the table, took a clay pot, and filled it with fresh water from a jug of the day's draw. She placed the pot over the fire, watching as thin curls of steam began to rise, like ghostly ribbons in the still air. One by one, she added the herbs. The chamomile blossoms first, their petals opening slightly in the warmth. Then the lavender, its purple tips releasing a perfume that seemed to drift into every corner of the cottage. In medieval apothecaries, such mixtures were thought to quiet both body and soul. Not just a medicine, but a prayer in liquid form. And so, she stirred slowly, clockwise, as if winding the hours of the day into gentle silence. Now imagine the sound. The faint bubbling of water. The quiet stirring of the spoon. The herbal steam rising like mist. It swirls upward, soft and invisible. And as you breathe in, you feel your own body respond. The chamomile relaxes the muscles. The lavender soothes the mind. Every inhale takes you deeper into rest. Every exhale releases what no longer needs to stay. The herbalist knew that her draught would bring dreams. But not just any dreams. The medieval folk often believed that herbs carried stories within them. Chamomile, they said, held memories of the sunlit meadow. Lavender carried whispers of the night sky. So when someone drank the draught, they were not only calmed, they were given a dream. A journey shaped by the herbs themselves. And tonight, as the herbalist poured the golden brew into a clay cup, she whispered a quiet blessing. Not of grand spells, but of simple, timeless kindness. Sleep softly. Dream gently. Wake with peace. The cup sat steaming on the table, ready to bring rest. And now, as you listen, you may imagine that this cup of herbal tea is here for you. Close your eyes and picture your hands curling around the warm clay mug. Feel the heat seep into your palms. Feel the steam brush against your lips. Take a slow sip. And as you do, notice how the warmth flows downward, spreading through your chest, your shoulders, your arms, and then deeper still, into your stomach, your legs, your feet. Each sip is a step closer to sleep. Each swallow is a soft surrender. The draught is gentle. It asks nothing of you. It simply carries you, like a small boat drifting downstream, where the water is calm, and the banks are quiet, and the stars above watch like guardians of the night. And as you settle into this feeling, the story does not end. It only softens, like embers in a hearth, growing dimmer, quieter, more hushed. The herbalist herself grows drowsy. Her hands fold neatly in her lap. Her head bows slightly. Her eyes heavy with the same calmness she had brewed. Outside, the meadow sighs. The crickets still sing. The moon still glows. But everything feels slower now. Softer now. As though the whole world is falling asleep together. Soft re-entry, listener grounding. Take another slow breath in. And as you breathe out, feel how heavy your body has become. As if the bed itself has grown softer beneath you. As if you are sinking into its embrace. The herbal draught still warms your chest. Its flavors gentle. Its steam lingering like a memory. And with each exhale, you can let go of more tension. More thought. More effort. The story is carrying you now. You do not need to hold it. You only need to drift with it. The cup is empty. The cottage is quiet. And the herbalist, her eyes half closed, leans back in her chair. The chamomile and lavender are already working within her. Her thoughts grow slow, like lanterns dimming one by one. And soon, the boundary between waking and dreaming begins to blur. She feels as though the meadow outside has come alive. As though the herbs she gathered are calling her into their secret world. So softly, like a petal falling, she slips into a dream. Imagine now a meadow under moonlight. But not quite the same as before. This meadow glows with a faint silver hue. Every blade of grass shimmering. Every flower breathing slowly. As if the earth itself were alive and dreaming. The herbalist steps barefoot into this dream field. The grass bends softly beneath her, cool and soothing. A breeze moves across the land, gentle as a sigh, carrying the fragrance of 1,000 herbs in bloom. And you too may walk beside her. Perhaps you feel the cool earth underfoot. Perhaps you hear the hush of wind. Perhaps you notice how the sky above is darker than any ink, yet filled with stars that seem to shimmer closer than ever before. Each star twinkles with warmth. Not sharp, not blinding, but soft, like candlelight. And as you gaze upward, you feel yourself becoming quieter inside. Calmer. More still. In medieval times, it was often believed that dreams could be guided by herbs. Chamomile for calmness. Lavender for sweet visions. Rose for gentle love. Sage for protection. To sip an herbal draught was not just to rest the body, but to open the door to a world of quiet wonders. And so, in this dream meadow, the herbalist begins to hear whispers. Not frightening, but soothing. As though the plants themselves wish to speak. The chamomile blossoms murmur. Rest, rest, let go. The lavender sings softly. Dream, dream, be at peace. Their voices are faint, like lullabies carried by wind. And yet they seem to enter the heart directly, settling there like warmth, like comfort. And you, listening now, may also feel the herb speaking to you. Perhaps the chamomile offers you ease, inviting your muscles to soften just a little more. Perhaps the lavender whispers to your mind, gently untangling thoughts, loosening knots of worry, until all that remains is clear, open sky. Each word they whisper is like a petal drifting down, settling over you in layers of calm, layer upon layer, until you are wrapped in complete stillness. As the herbalist walks farther, she comes upon a stream running through the meadow. The water is slow, crystal clear, its surface shimmering, as though silver dust had been scattered upon it. She kneels beside it, dipping her hand into the flow. The coolness travels up her arm, refreshing yet calming, like the balance of night itself. In medieval belief, streams were often thought To be boundaries between worlds. Between the known and the mysterious. Between waking and dreaming. And so, as she cups her hand and drinks the stream's cool water, she feels herself drifting even deeper. Further into the dream. Further into rest. Now picture yourself beside that stream. The night is silent, save for the soft trickle of water. The air is cool and still. You lean down, seeing your reflection on the surface. Calm, serene. Eyes half-lidded with peace. You dip your hand into the stream. You feel its cool touch. Soothing, cleansing. And as you drink, you too feel the deepening of calm. A wave of quiet. Washing through your chest. Your belly. Your limbs. All the way down to your toes. The water carries away heaviness. It leaves behind only peace. Beyond the stream, the herbalist sees a forest. Tall trees stand in stillness. Their trunks glowing faintly. Their leaves whispering in unison. It is said in old lore that forests at night were not merely woods, but places where spirits wandered. Spirits of ancestors. Spirits of dreams. Spirits of wisdom. The herbalist steps into the forest. And though the trees loom tall, she feels no fear. For the air is soft. The ground cushioned with moss. And the lantern of the moon still shines above, guiding her gently. With every step, her breathing slows. With every step, her heart quiets. With every step, she moves closer to the center of rest. And as she walks deeper, you too may walk deeper. Deeper into stillness. Deeper into peace. Deeper into that soft, timeless place where dreams begin. Each step is slower. Each breath is fuller. Each thought is softer. There is no hurry. There is only ease. There is only the journey. And with every moment, you feel yourself drifting lower. At last, the herbalist comes to a clearing. In its center is a stone hearth. But no one has built it. It is simply there. As though the earth itself had shaped it from rock. Within it burns a gentle flame. No crackling, no smoke. Only a soft, steady glow. Casting warmth in a circle of light. The herbalist sits before it. Cross-legged. Eyes half closed. She feels the warmth seep into her skin. Through her chest. Through her bones. The flame is no ordinary fire. It is the hearth of dreams. In medieval times, it was said that fire was both a destroyer and a healer. It could burn away, but it could also bless. To sleep by firelight was to be watched, to be kept safe, to be guarded from shadow. And so, as the herbalist rests, she feels utterly safe, utterly calm, utterly ready to drift into the deepest sleep. Now, imagine yourself before that fire. It glows gently. Its light golden and soft. You feel its warmth brushing your skin. You hear the faint hum of its flame. And as you gaze into it, your thoughts begin to melt away. Like wax dripping slowly. Softly. Until nothing remains but stillness. The flame does not ask. The flame does not hurry. It simply holds you. Keeps you safe. And invites you to close your eyes fully now. To drift as deeply as you wish. The herbalist sighs. Her body loosening. Her head bowing gently. The meadow, the stream, the forest, the flame. They all seem to fold around her. Like layers of a dream. wrapping her in comfort. And as she drifts, so too can you drift. The draught has done its work. The herbs have whispered their lullabies. And the dream has taken root. Let yourself rest here. Let yourself float here. Let yourself sleep here. For this story continues. But you need not hold on to it. It will hold you. Softly. Quietly. Endlessly. Breathe in softly. And as you exhale, feel the glow of that dream fire, spreading warmth through your chest. The story is still here. The meadow is still here. The flame is still here. And you are still safe. Cradled within the quiet folds of night. Every moment, your body grows heavier. Softer. More at ease. Every moment, your thoughts grow lighter. Like feathers drifting into the air. The flame before the herbalist burns lower now. Its golden light turns to embers. Soft and steady. Glowing like the eyes of kind spirits. She leans closer. Watching how each coal pulses with breath-like rhythm. In. Out. In. Out. As though the fire itself were alive and dreaming. And soon, the embers shift. They begin to form shapes. Soft outlines within the glow. At first, she sees a chalice. Simple, stone-carved. Its rim glowing faintly. In medieval alchemy, the chalice represented the vessel of the soul. A place where transformation occurred. To drink from it was to accept change. To allow the spirit to soften into something more complete. The herbalist leans closer. And though her hand never touches the fire, she feels as though she has lifted the chalice to her lips. Warmth pours into her. Calm pours into her. And she feels herself slipping even deeper. You may imagine now that you too hold that chalice. It is warm in your hands. Heavy yet gentle. Like stone shaped by love. You bring it to your lips. You sip from it slowly. And as you do, you feel the warmth spreading. Not just through your body, but through your very thoughts. Each sip loosens another knot. Each sip releases another weight. Each sip brings you closer to dreams. When she lowers the chalice, the embers shift again. This time, she sees the outline of an animal. A deer. Its antlers stretching like branches. Its eyes soft and calm. The medieval folk believed that deer were symbols of gentleness and purity. To dream of a deer was to dream of innocence. To be reminded of the kindness at the heart of all things. The deer bows its head. It steps closer to the herbalist. Its breath is warm. And in its eyes, she sees only peace. The deer kneels beside her, resting on the moss. And together, they listen to the silence of the forest. Moments later, another form takes shape. An owl. Its wings wide. Its feathers pale as snow. In medieval lore, owls were believed to carry wisdom. From the world of night, they could see what others could not. The owl perches upon a low branch. Its eyes are golden, reflecting the glow of the embers. And as it stares, the herbalist feels as though her thoughts are being soothed, ordered, placed gently into stillness. Not judged, not weighed, just settled. Like parchment smoothed by a calm hand. Now, imagine those animals resting near you. A deer lies at your side. its body warm. Its breathing slow and steady. Its presence tells you. You are safe. You are pure. You are calm. And above. An owl keeps watch. Its wings fold softly. Its eyes never closing. It tells you. You are guided. You are watched. You are free to rest. Because wisdom keeps vigil. And with both at your side, you may surrender even more deeply. Knowing the forest of dreams is a place of guardianship. A place of gentleness. A place where nothing can harm you. From somewhere in the distance, the herbalist hears a sound. Soft. Low. Like a voice made of metal and air. It is the tolling of a bell. One chime. Then another. Then silence. In medieval villages, bells marked the hours of prayer. They called monks to midnight vigils. They told farmers when to rest. They announced peace. But here, in the dream, the bell has no demand. It simply echoes. Calm, resonant. Rolling through the forest. Like a wave of time itself. The herbalist closes her eyes. Each chime feels like a heartbeat. Each silence between feels like the pause of breath. And as you hear it now, in your imagination, let the bell toll for you. One soft chime. And your body releases tension. Another soft chime. And your mind releases thought. Silence. And you drift deeper. Into that silence. Again. A chime. And a release. A chime. And a release. Until at last, you feel yourself floating. Held by the rhythm of timelessness.